Oh, we all need a little Josh Groban from time to time, don't we? Absolutely. And little Tim McGraw. Welcome to our Sunday gathering number 254. It's crazy to believe that it's been going on so long, each and every Sunday or Monday mornings for our friends in New Zealand and Australia. We do our very best to bring you joy, to uplift you, to remind you of a greater reality is that our life goes on. Our loved ones have gone on. They're still part of our lives. You are so loved. Never give up. These are some just themes in the music today. And I'll have you know that all of the songs played today, I picked, they're all songs that give me goosebumps. Now, why is this important? Because I feel a great piece of music or a great piece of artwork or a great poem, when they give you the goosebumps, it's like they were divinely inspired. So I feel that all the music today really was divinely inspired because it just got that something, that special something that gives me joy and sends powerful messages. That last song by Josh Groban, I listened to that thousands of times after my dad passed. And it was the thing that kept me going. Don't give up. You are loved. And I just imagined him right there by my side in the unseen world. So I'm Sandra Champlain. If we haven't yet met, I am joined by my two great friends, Darren Wynn and Chris Jacobs today. Our theme is Threads of Eternity, embracing the miracle of love, life, and spiritual connections. It will unfold as we go. I know we've got many new folks here for the very first time. We have our Sunday gatherings. We're together about 90 minutes-ish. This may be a different style than you're used to on Zoom. You may be used to seeing other people. Anytime we go over 100 people, we have to use Zoom webinar style. So you don't have much on your controls right now. But of course, if you work with our medium today, we will have a special button that will show up for you that will unmute you so we can hear your voice. We'll give you more instructions a little further down the way. But just to give you an overview of what's happening today, our friend Chris will be doing our opening prayer. He will also be doing our address today and our demonstration of mediumship. Darren will be doing our reading today and also our closing prayer and assisting me behind the scenes as he always does with love and kindness. I'll be leading you into the healing today. Of course, all the music behind the scenes, the announcements, and the words for the week. It's pretty much how it goes. All we ask for you is if you can, be present, fill your heart with love, be open for anything and everything is possible. I think our Sunday gatherings are divinely guided and we're just happy you are here. We're usually joined by between 150 and 200 people live around the world. It's like, if you can imagine our beautiful globe spinning with all these lights, that's us all over the world here on the Sunday gathering. And of course, we have several thousand that watch the replay. So you're still part of our community too. So I've said enough. I'm going to turn it over to Chris for the opening prayer, please.
Thank you, Sandra. And it's always a great pleasure and honor to be here with you. So let us now come together in the sanctity of love, joy, and unity as we gather in this sacred moment. Let us create the space for peace and understanding as we come together in prayer. So let us pray. Eternal Spirit, in the beautiful pattern of your creation, we gather as your children, each of us a thread in life's tapestry. In this quiet moment, we pause to feel your presence, to remember we are part of something greater, like stars in the night sky. Guide us to see beyond today and to understand the place in your eternal plan, to know that every kind word, every loving deed weaves light into the fabric of forever. Help us remember we are more than a passing shadow. We are spirits walking upon the earth, each life a precious gift, each moment an opportunity to add beauty to your endless design. Let us walk with purpose, knowing our lives touch countless others, creating ripples of hope and love that stretch far beyond our understanding into your infinite grace. Through all that was, all that is, and all that shall ever be. Amen.
Thank you for that lovely prayer, Chris, and welcome to each and every one of you. I'm going to be doing today's reading. I've actually got 2 readings as usual. And when I saw them, it made me think and it reminded me, so I hope it does the same for you guys as well. So the first one is about a gentleman called Brian Boyle. They said that I was in God's hands because I was. I'm living proof that miracles happen. My name is Brian Boyle and this is my story. A month after I graduated high school in 2004, I was coming home from swim practice and was involved in a near-fatal car accident with a dump truck. The impact of the crash violently ripped my heart across my chest, shattering my ribs, clavicle, pelvis, collapse in my lungs, damage to every single organ and failure of my kidneys and liver. Removal of spleen and gallbladder and losing 60% of my blood, severe nerve damage to my left shoulder, and in a coma where I was on life support for over 2 months at Prince George's Hospital Center in Cheverly, Maryland, USA. I don't have a memory of the accident or the few days before the day of the accident. The first thing that I remember after the collision, which is still so vivid in my mind even today, is being in this very large white tube. In this tube was a boy sitting to my left and many other boys and girls on my right side. I use the term boys and girls because they appeared to be around my age. I didn't know why I was there or how I even got there in the first place. The more I sat there, the more I was able to visualize my surroundings. The boy to my left had a cell phone and asked me if I needed him to call anyone for me. I told him yes. Can you call my parents and tell them that I love them? The next thing that I remember is waking up in a hospital bed, chemically paralyzed and hooked up to all these machines. Through all the buzzes and beeps going off from the medical equipment, that was saving my life at that instant. I could hear my mum and dad telling me in between dramatic pauses of crying hysterically that I was going to be okay. Only moments before, I believe I was waiting in line to meet my final judgment, but it must not have been my time. Moments later, I had come back to life. This was just the beginning of my suffering. I died 8 times while I was in the intensive care unit, and even when I woke up from my coma, I couldn't talk or communicate. The day that I knew I would live was the day that either left my room in a wheelchair or in a body bag. As far as the future, it didn't exist. Walking was never going to happen again due to all the extreme injuries and because of the shattered pelvis. The thought of swimming was just that, only a thought. Just like my body, my dreams were shattered. But I didn't give up because I knew that God had a plan for me. After spending 2 months in a coma, 14 operations, 36 blood transfusions, 13 plasma treatments, I lost a total of £100 and had to go to a rehabilitation centre in Baltimore. I had to learn how to talk, eat, walk, shower, and live independently again. After that agonising experience, I had to go to outpatient therapy in Waldorf. After spending a few months in a wheelchair, I took baby steps to walk on my own. It was a miracle that I could walk again, but I wanted to prove to the doctors that they were wrong and not only walk, but run. After that, I accomplished that, I wanted to get back in the pool again. After a few lung tests, I was able to go in the pool a little bit each week. Before the accident, I had 3 goals: to go to college, swim on the team, and compete in an Ironman triathlon one day. After a few months of swimming a few laps here and there with my training partner and good buddy Sam Fleming, I decided I was not going to let my injuries stop me from living my dream. And 6 months after that, I began my freshman year at St Mary's College of Maryland, and also was one of the swimmers to watch on the team. It's very easy to go through and list these facts and make it look like everything just seemed to easily fall in its own perfect little place. But the truth of the matter is it didn't. It wasn't easy, not then and not now. The pain and the agony was real, and it existed all the way through, in the good times and the very bad. It was not an easy situation to be in, where you're laying in a bed staring at the ceiling, knowing that your life is over while you're looking at a priest giving you the last rites. I thought to myself over and over, why did this situation have to happen to me? I was always a good kid. I received good grades in school and went to church. Why would something as horrific as this happen to me? Why would God allow this? I went on and on for days asking why. And then it hit me. All that thinking and pondering and on the what if scenarios and the questionable doubt only stirred up another question. Why was I saved? I didn't have any more questions after that. I know what my purpose in life finally is. With the 50-year life expectancy I was given from the doctors, I'm just trying to live each day to the fullest and motivate and hopefully inspire other people in their lives and in the faith. I have been labelled on several occasions that I'm a Lazarus-like because God brought life back to me. To inspire me even more, I just successfully completed the Steelhead 70.3 half Ironman race in Michigan a few months ago and was also given the Inspirational Athlete Media slot to compete in the 2007 Ford Ironman World Championship, where my story and race footage was broadcasted in the Ironman show premiere as the main feature on NBC on December the 1st. My story is about the recovery and the comeback, but I want to make it much more than that. I want to make a positive impact on the world. I'm just trying to live each day to the fullest and motivate and hopefully inspire other people through my endeavours to never give up on their dreams and to never stop believing in their faith in God, no matter how bad a situation is, because everything happens for a reason. And I've just got another little short story for you guys. My name is Tracy. I met Karen at the Arthur Findlay College in October 2005, just 3 months after the events of July the 7th in the London Underground bombings. The day of the bombing started for me like no other. I woke up and had breakfast and was chatting to a friend on the internet when she said to me, "Do you have the news on?" I said, "No, why?" She shared with me that there were some bombs that went off on the London Underground. Oh my God. My heart sank because my son was in London for the first time away from home. He was taking exams as part of his job and was using the underground to get to his exams. In total panic, I rang my husband at work to ask him if he had heard anything, to which he said no, and he guided me to ring my son's mobile. I did so, but the phone was not responding. Then my mum phoned me very upset, having heard the news of the bombs, and asked me if I got in touch with my son. When I said no, she was very emotional because this was also the day that her dad, my grandfather, had passed into spirit. I was still on the internet with my friend when I panicked, thinking, what now? She calmed me down and she asked me to focus. As I did this, I saw my grandfather by my side. He was showing me my son was sitting at a desk. I just burst into tears. And at that same moment, my mum called me again, saying that she just received a text message from my son to say he was okay and he would try to get a train home. It was total chaos there, but my angel put my mind at rest. My wonderful grandfather had come to show me, and when I told my mum this, she burst into tears. This day I will never forget. I will always remember just how beautiful it is when your angels touch your heart, just when you need them the most. And I'll now hand you to Sandra.
Thank you so much, Darren. That's really the power of resilience, isn't it? And hope and faith. We're going to move into our healing now. And again, one of my favorite songs by Seal, Kiss from a Rose. Beautiful. As we go into our healing, oh my goodness, we see it in the news. There is some pain, suffering. It's everywhere. If we can just imagine the world, healthy, whole, complete, the people, the pets, the places, thriving, and in our own way, just ask those in the unseen world, use me, use my energy wherever it needs to go. And certainly every time we offer ourselves, we get some as well. I don't know how they do it, friends, but there is definitely power in healing and distant healing. it is my belief that those in the unseen world use our human energy and direct it to where it's needed in the world. So if you just join me in sending a little bit of healing, the song, like I told you, is Seal's Kiss from a Rose. But with the theme of miracles, I did a little Sandra magic and I put some videos of flowers blooming. For me to have some kind of a plant or flower that has all information in it and it can just grow and bloom, that to me that's a miracle. And just really to trust that there's a bigger picture to our lives. And again, healing is so real. So let me play the song for you. You can watch the beautiful video, you can close your eyes however you like. And then the next voice you'll hear when the song ends is our wonderful guest, Chris Jacobs. So here is our video. Here we go.
Good evening, everybody. Can't tell you what a pleasure it is to be here once again with you. And I always love your little Sunday gatherings. As Sandra said, we're talking tonight about the threads of eternity. And I just want to mention how Sandra weaves her magic, through all of what she does for these evenings. It wouldn't be the same. We wouldn't be able to embrace that miracle of love and spiritual understanding if she hadn't have brought all this together. So I know that we owe you a debt of gratitude and thanks, Sandra, and we appreciate everything that you for this evening. So let us start tonight. My dear friends, let us begin this evening together with one simple act. Let us all now take a deep, conscious breath. Feel the air filling your lungs. Notice your heartbeat and become aware of this moment. This simple breath, this steady heartbeat, are the first miracles that we so often overlook. You see, tonight I want us to explore something profound yet intimately familiar. Let us rediscover the extraordinary that lives within our every ordinary moment. And remember the deep connections that bind us all, and to celebrate those endless miracles of being alive. Be aware for just a moment of this space in this room where we are now gathered. Each of us carrying our own stories, our own joys, and some our own sorrows, or even questions about why, what, and even why are we here? We're bound together by something greater than just our individual experiences. There's a reason you felt drawn to be here tonight. So trust that inner calling. Just think about it for a moment. Your very existence is an impossibility according to the laws of possibilities, yet it's real. The exact combination of events that led you and I to be sitting here today defies all probability. Just think on that for a moment. Your parents had to meet at the same, your parents had to meet and do the same. And their parents before them, and countless generations. And through wars, migrations, and millions of choices and chances, everything had to align perfectly for you to exist. And yet, here you are. Here we are. Scientists tell us that the odds of you and I existing exactly as we are so astronomical that they may as well be infinite. One mathematician, one mathematician calculated the probability of your specific genetic makeup as coming into this existence is about, I don't know, 400 million or 400 trillion. And that's just the physical aspect. But this miracle of life isn't just about our physical existence. It's about our consciousness, this extraordinary ability to be aware of our own awareness. When you watch a sunset and feel so moved by its beauty, when you hear music that brings tears to your eyes, or even when you laugh with dear friends, you're truly experiencing the miracle of that conscious existence. Even the simplest moments of your day are filled with miracles we often forget to notice. When you taste your morning coffee, billions of tiny little receptors dance with the molecules to create that experience. When you remember a childhood memory, your brain reconstructs it from the patterns of your own energy. When you feel so moved by music, invisible waves of air become emotions that can transform that entire state of being. Let us talk now about love. Not the greeting card version or even the Hollywood version, but the real, raw, transformative power that changes everything it touches. Think of someone you love so deeply. Notice what happens to your body, in your heart, in your very being, when you hold them in your mind. That shift you feel, that's love showing us the power to transcend ordinary reality. You know, I remember sitting with my sister in her final days. Even as her body weakened, the love between us grew stronger. It was as the thinning of her physical veil allowed the true nature of our connection to shine so brightly. That experience taught me that something profound about love's ability to transcend our physical existence. I often wondered why we can feel when someone we love needs us, even from miles away. Or a mother who knows her child or children are in distress before they even ring on the phone. How we can sense a loved one's presence even after they've passed from this physical life. These aren't coincidences or even our imagination. They're glimpses into love's true nature as a force that transcends our normal understanding of space and time. Have you ever experienced something like this? Perhaps a moment when you thought of someone and they called seconds later? Or a time when you felt an overwhelming urge to reach out to someone only to discover that they were in need of support? These experiences reveal the hidden threads that connect us all. You see, love creates bridges between worlds, between the visible and the invisible, between what we can touch and what we can only feel. When we love someone we deeply love, we discover something so remarkable. Our connection to them continues. It changes form, yes, but it doesn't end. Like water transforming from liquid to vapor, it becomes something we can't grasp with our hands, but yet we still feel it within our hearts. This transformation of love teaches us something profound about the nature of existence itself. Just as water doesn't cease to exist and it becomes vapor, our connection or our connections don't vanish when they change form. They evolve, inviting us to develop new ways of perceiving and relating. Our loved ones in the spirit find ways to remind us of their presence, perhaps through familiar scent which brings them to mind, or a song we associate with them that plays just at the right moment, or those vivid dreams where their presence feels so real we can almost touch them. These aren't memories or coincidences. They're love finding ways to bridge the apparent gap between worlds. And this, my friends, brings us into another miracle, our spiritual connection. I'm not speaking of any particular religious tradition, but rather the profound web of meaning and connection that surrounds us all. We've often experienced coincidence as so meaningful, it may have even taken our breath away. Received guidance that seemed to come from beyond our own understanding, yet felt drawn to a place or a person for reasons we couldn't even explain. These synchronicities, these meaningful coincidences, are like cosmic winks, reminders that we're a part of something far greater than ourselves. They often appear at precisely the moments when we need them the most, offering that guidance, comfort, or even confirmation that we're on the right path. So consider the last time you experienced a remarkable coincidence. Perhaps you were thinking about a specific issue, and suddenly the perfect person or opportunity appeared to help and address it. Or maybe you randomly opened a book into an exact page or passage and you needed to read it. These moments are like threads in the tapestry of existence being illuminated, showing us intricate patterns of connection that always exist, but usually remain invisible to our everyday awareness. These experiences reveal the deeper current running beneath our everyday reality. They show us that we're a part of something larger than ourselves, that vast tapestry of interconnected being, where every thread touches every other thread. Consider now how a single act of kindness can change somebody's entire day. That person then carries that light forward, affecting others in ways we'll never see. Like ripples on a pond, our actions and connections extend far beyond what we can observe. This understanding isn't meant to remain theoretical. It's meant to transform how we live. When we truly grasp these miracles, life, love, and spiritual connection, everything changes. We begin to move through our days with a greater awareness. We start to treat each encounter as we grow. It becomes more significant. We begin to trust more deeply in the timing of events. We can find peace even in uncertainty. So try living with this constant awareness that you are the miracle, that every person you meet is equally miraculous, that love is not just an emotion, but a force that connects all of existence. That guidance and meaning surrounds us always, waiting to be recognized. Just imagine what we might change if you started each day by acknowledging this miraculous nature. How might you treat others differently if you truly saw them as walking miracles? How might you approach the challenges if you trusted that they were part of a larger pattern of meaning? Our loved ones in spirit are especially active in this dance of interconnection. They often work through synchronicities, arranging those coincidences, and they often send us signs that speak directly to our hearts, appearing in our dreams with messages of love and guidance. They remain a part of our journey, supporting us from their expanded perspective, celebrating our joys and comforting us in our sorrows. So in practical terms, this means starting each day with gratitude for the gift of being alive. And it means expressing your love freely, knowing it can never be depleted. It means paying attention to the subtle signs and those synchronicities that surround us and trusting in the wisdom of your heart. You see, you're not separate from the miracle of existence. You are that miracle experiencing itself in human form. Every breath, every heartbeat, every moment of awareness is a gift beyond measure. Your presence here is no happy accident. Your life has meaning. Your love matters. Your connections are real. So I invite you to carry forward these 3 simple truths. First, remember that you are a living miracle. Your very existence defies probability, and every moment offers you new opportunity to embrace the gift of life. Secondly, trust in love's power to transcend all boundaries. Distance cannot diminish it. Time cannot erode it. Even death cannot end it. Love is the force that weaves reality together. This is why our connections with loved ones in the spirit remain so vibrant, because love is the essential force that binds consciousness across all dimensions. They remain so close as our next thought, as near as our next breath, bound to us by that unbreakable thread of love that transcends this physical existence. Finally, stay open to the spiritual connections that surround you. Listen to your intuition. Trust in the timing of your life. Know that you are always guided, always supported, and always a part of something greater than yourself. Know that you are loved by the ones in spirit who are a part of this guidance system. They haven't left you. In fact, their love continues to light your path. Their wisdom still reaches you in moments of need. Their presence remains that constant comfort when you learn to recognize the subtle ways in which they make themselves known. So, dear friends, you are not alone on this journey. We are all connected in this great dance of existence. May you walk forward from this evening with renewed wonder at the miracle of being alive. May you love without fear or reservation. And may you always trust the connections that guide and sustain you. Remember, We are sharing this exploration of life's deepest mysteries together. We are writing our chapter in the eternal story of existence. May we write it with courage, with wisdom, and above all, with love. So carry these truths in your heart as we go forth. You are loved. You are connected. You are the miracle itself. Never forget the wonder of who you truly are. So let us take one final breath together, feeling our connection in this moment, acknowledging the miracle of our gathering and carrying this awareness forward in our lives. As you all, in God's eternal love and grace.
Thank you so much, Chris. Friends, we have no way of giving him a standing ovation right now, but I think we would. But if you want to press your raise hand button just to send Chris a little bit of love, thank you so much, Chris, for those beautiful, beautiful, inspired words that touched my soul. Wow. Friends, we're going to move on now to our demonstration of mediumship. And this is just a wonderful opportunity to witness how close our loved ones are. So there'll be some of you that will receive a reading today, short reading, but for the rest of us to be listening in on the edge of our seats to pull the information close. I love to say that Chris, Darren, and I, we're the panelists, Zoom calls us, and we get to speak on behalf of all of you, ladies and gentlemen, all around the world. And we'll get a handful of friends in the spirit world, and they're panelists on the other side of Zoom. And they'll be speaking on behalf of all of our loved ones, letting us know how close they are, how they're witnessing us in our lives. And then if you listen in close enough, you might just find that some of the words that they offer or advice or messages are things that you can take on board yourself. So please don't think if you don't get a reading today that this isn't for you. Just as Darren's readings and Chris's words touched all of our hearts, same goes true for our panelists in the spirit world. Chris has his own special way of working with the spirit world, requesting however he does in his way that they work with him as a longtime medium. They will use him, everything he's got, his thoughts, his feelings, maybe pictures in his mind, maybe a scent, maybe a sound or a song, who knows? But they will do everything that they can to present themselves to Chris, and so that we can have these extraordinary medium readings take place. Now, how they plan who's coming through, who knows? Who knows? But I do know they all work together on this. They do. So we want everybody to be on the edge of their seats, really, because as these spirit people work with Chris, Chris will give a few initial bits of information about the spirit person that has contacted him. So everybody listen in. And we're going to ask that if you can understand all the information that he shared in the description of this person, to press your raise hand button. And why I say understand all of it, because again, we're approaching 200 people here with us today. And if everybody could just take a little piece of it, then we're probably going to have 200 hands raised. But if you can understand the full description of the person that Chris is talking about as your person. Now, it could be a friend, it could be a loved one, could be somebody you worked with, could be somebody a little distant. Spirit world works in interesting ways, we find sometimes. But if you can understand all of that, and you're going to get a little nudge from your soul too, that, oh, this is my person. So we'll want you to press your raise hand button. Now, I know I just asked you to press your raise hand button, but I don't mind if you press it a few more times and just play with it. And I say this because on your side, it'll say raise hand, hand will go up, and then it'll say lower hand, press it again, hand will go down. Sometimes there are many people that raise their hand with the information. So Chris would continue working until ideally we get to one hand left raised. So you may need to press your lower hand button if something doesn't apply to you. Okay. It's as simple as it is. If you are that person who gets a reading here today, I press a magic button on my side. You're going to get a pop-up on your screen that says host would like you to unmute. Now, you don't see an unmute button yet, but you will after I press that magic button. We don't need to see you, so don't worry, your camera stays off, but it's nice to hear your voice. It really is. Helps with that connection. When you work with a medium on our Sunday gathering or any medium around the world, please do this. Let them do the work. All we need from you is a loud and clear yes, no, or I don't know to the information and the evidence that they supply. If you need to say no, it's simply a new opportunity to get more information. So we want you to be honest, all right? Yes, you understand the information. No, you don't. Or maybe, and that's fine too. All right. So do I have your word on that? Yes, no, and I don't know. I know people get very excited and want to share all about their loved one. The thing is when we do this, you might leave the Sunday gathering or a medium reading wondering, did the medium really connect with my loved one, or did I offer that information? All right, so that's it for the instructions. It unfolds very naturally as we go along. We always like to play a piece of feel-good music. Yes, we do, before we go into our demonstration. And so for the next song that gives me goosebumps, I'm going to play Sky Full of Stars by Coldplay. I feel this is divinely inspired. Plus, there's a great sense of humor behind the scenes that brought this all together. So as Chris said, that love creates that bridge between the two worlds. As we're listening to the song, just picture your loved one right there by your side. Think of some happy memories, some joyful memories, some loving memories, and we'll just really ramp up the energy for our Sunday gathering. So let me play the song, and then we'll be right back with Chris and our demonstration. I hope I'm not the only one dancing in my chair. Anyways, hi, Chris. Thank you for your beautiful words in your address.
Thank you. And welcome to everybody. And because there's so many, obviously I can't scroll through pages and look for names or anything like that. So please, as Sandra said, please make yourself known if you understand this information. I don't mind if everybody in the room puts a hand up, because we'll get the right person in the end, because it is only meant for you. So I start here this evening by describing this beautiful lady that comes forward. And I know I'm talking about Mother. And as I talk about Mother, I want to smile with her. And not only was she Mum, but I do feel like she was my best friend as well, And she talks about a daughter here. So I don't looking for the name Jen or Jennifer, please. And this lady, your mum here, I know she's reaching out to you because I know you miss her. And you say it time and time again, and she just wants to let you know she's with you and she's here. And if I can I don't know if you can see the smile on my face here as she comes forward. Oh, Jen. Oh, we've got a Jen. Brilliant. Okay.
We have a Jen with her hand raised. Thank you very much. Let me just press the magic button. Jen, you should see your unmute button now. Hello, Jen.
Okay. Hello.
Can you? Oh, hi. Hello, Jen. Would you understand Mother in the spirit world, please?
Absolutely.
Brilliant. I'm so relieved about that because I don't want to put her there, unnecessarily. So, and as I say that, I know your mother had a sense of humor. Would you understand that to be correct?
Yes.
And she comes forward here. I know she wants to thank you because I just feel as though you were with her as she was taking her last breaths. Would you understand that, please?
Yes.
Because she talks about you being there, holding her hand and being with her those moments. And it brought her such comfort. She wanted you to know that, that she felt that presence. She knew that presence. And she said, wow, wasn't it good? Because you were aware of her leaving her body.
Yes.
And she knew that. She saw that. She could see that you knew that was happening, and that you could, envisage all of that come through. I want to say, did she have a fantastic sense of humor, please? Because I really feel I want a good laugh with this lady.
She did. She did. And without giving anything away, I had written in my planner the other day that I missed having a good laugh with her.
All right. Well, these are obviously, she probably knows that, and I know that's what she wants to continue having that with you here. I just feel she loved the silly things in life, the funny things, the things that, she says even the things you're not supposed to laugh at, but she does this. Would you understand that? It was about bringing fun and bringing happiness, because I do feel that her own life wasn't always a barrel of laughs. Would you understand that to be correct?
I do.
She said there was a real, I want to talk about real hardship for her. And she tried not to always show that to you and to others.
Yes.
And she was all about keeping this front up, she said, keeping this front up. I do believe this lady was even reserved to ask for help. Would you
Yes.
be correct? She'd rather go through it, muddy through, keep smiling, let everybody know I'm correct, I'm okay, everything's correct, everything's fine, when quite blatantly it wasn't.
Yes.
And I do feel even with her illness, she tried to keep all of that hidden and under wraps. Would that be correct?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, you just took a long time to answer us. I don't know that. But there were things, she says, I don't want you to think bad of me, but, hiding these things or keeping them, under wraps, because it was just who she was. She'd far rather know about your problems than spill her own.
Yes.
And can I say here, I just feel as though, I know you're her daughter, but as I said before, I just feel this real strong friendship, companionship, close as close can be.
I think now.
Sorry?
I think we are now more.
Okay. More than that, which I'm just going with what I have to believe what she tells
Yes.
me here. And I just feel, so maybe she's referring to that, I don't know. Would you understand, though, was there a distance in space between you as well? Because I just find it's a bit difficult to get to you. Oh.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Was there, would you understand, was there some distance, like mileage or something like it? I just feel it wasn't always, she didn't always find it easy to reach you or get to you. Would you understand that?
I do understand it, but it wasn't distance.
Okay. All right. Then can I say emotional distance then?
Yes, for part of it, yes.
Okay. All right. Because I know I want distance. You're okay. And I have to, I've got to get that correct. So I do feel that with her, she wasn't a woman that was given so easily to apologies or being apologetic. Would you know that to be true?
No.
Okay, because I just felt I wanted to say it's not easy for her to say sorry. Would you understand why?
Yeah, I don't, she really didn't have a whole lot to be sorry for.
Okay, all
So I
right.
don't know if that, I mean, it may have been that way with other people, but I don't know.
All right, because she just gives me this thing that I don't think it was, I think she would rather demonstrate things than for her to actually say, I'm sorry, or actually, talk things through. I felt like I wanted to be more demonstrative than I did
Yes.
speaking about it.
Yes, I understand that.
Brilliant. Sorry, it's just my understanding and the way that I'm bringing it through
Yeah.
there too. But I do feel it was her actions, and her actions always spoke louder than words. I know
Yes.
that is correct,
Yes.
and I just want to smile as she brings this love to you, this connection, and just say to you, keep on talking to her. She says, because I'm listening.
I will never stop.
All right. So I'll leave you with her love and just say thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Okay. While I was in that connection, I was very, very much aware of somebody else trying to get in. I almost felt a little bit pushy here. I know I want to mail with him. I wanted to show me all these beautiful things. And he shows me, it looks like a beachfront to me. Sorry, I think that's what you call them in America, so forgive my English understanding. But I just see what looks to be millions of candles all lit on a beachfront. And I know that I like to be by the sea or ocean, whatever it's called. And I know he would have loved that connection too. I do feel that this is a son that wants his mother, but also wants his wife and kids too, because I want to reach out to them. And I've got to feel that a really relaxed attitude with him, because I just keep wanting to say, everything's cool, man, everything's cool, you know, and just a beautiful smile. And I would think it would be very, very hard for people to be unfriendly to this man or to have a beef with him or anything, because I just feel he's just such a good nature here too. And you know, I do want as well, he keeps showing me a boat, and I think it's fishing rods I'm seeing on it. I'm not sure. So who would understand that, please? Oh,
Thank you very much. We have Bobby and Sandra, two ladies with their
okay.
hands
If they
raised.
want to, oh, there's 3 hands, it says on mine. If you can all unmute yourself, please. But I must say, you've got to understand every word I've said.
All right, let's start with Bobby. Hi, Bobby.
Hi.
Oh, hello, Bobby. Would you understand this, please?
Yes, I
Okay.
understand everything except I could reference a boat, but not exactly a boat.
A boat, but not exactly a boat. Okay, we'll get to that because I don't understand that. All right, Sandra, do you understand this too?
Yes,
Every word?
so far.
So far, brilliant. Are we talking about, I do feel I want to be talking about a son. Would this be correct for both of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, all right, okay. So we'll go this. You would have to understand here that the image I saw was so beautiful. Would you understand these loads of candles on a beach?
Yes.
That's Bobby.
Yes.
Sandra, yes?
It froze.
Sandra? Okay, could you understand all the candles on the beach?
Okay.
Oh, Sandra, we don't have your voice.
I think she
don't
must be froze. If Bobby, if
might.
I can carry on working with you here, please.
Yes, thank you.
It's the candles on the beach, this beautiful scene here, this beach. But in my heart, I feel so much emotion as I think of this beach. So I know this beach would have been a special place in life as well as in his passing.
Yes.
Okay. I know that to me, he shows me here a lady and children. So I'm going to say, would you understand this to be connected with his wife and children?
His wife and child.
His wife and child. Sorry, children. Yeah, whatever. Okay.